Hi Aries, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2025 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic crossword as always, and also pull the 4 agreements and wisdom and oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have 10. So 10th house energy for you guys is Capricorn. Astrologically speaking, it's a little quiet in that area of the zodiac. I mean, we're just wrapping up Capricorn season at the time of recording this, but other than that, not a lot of energy flowing through there. But yeah, could just be saying that you have some focus on your career and social status this month. All right, Pisces. So Pisces on the other end, there's plenty of energy going through there. Of course, when we get toward the end of February, we'll actually enter into Pisces season, and there will be a Pisces new moon as well. But on top of that, we also have the North Node that moved there recently out of your sign. We also have Neptune in there. We have Saturn in there. Venus is going to be in there until around the 4th of February. Then it's going to move into your sign. Mercury is going to move in there right around the middle of the month. So tons of energy flowing through there. And for you guys, Pisces is your 12th house of spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. And we have Jupiter. So Jupiter is actually in Gemini, which is your 3rd house of communications, short journeys, and siblings. It's currently retrograde. It's actually going to turn direct around the same time that Venus moves into your sign, which is early in February. So could definitely see some growth and expansion around that area of life as well. All right, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 8 of Wands, Sagittarius energy, and challenging that, we have Judgment, Scorpio energy. So what I'm seeing with this could just be saying that things do want to flow for you guys this month, but the blockage could be that maybe you need to revisit something from the past. So especially seeing the Sagittarius energy here, what that makes me think of is, for example, we had a Mercury retrograde not too long ago that was taking place in Sagittarius, so it could just be saying maybe something you tried to get off the ground originally during Sagittarius season, maybe it didn't work out quite the way you hoped. Could just be saying that there's an opportunity to revisit that this month. And I also feel like this is saying the key to getting some flow and movement in a situation is to actually embrace the more feminine receptive side of things, because if we look at where they're blowing that horn, it's toward the feminine energy. So I feel like this is saying that the key to you getting the movement that you seek would be to remain open and receptive this month. All right, in the foundation position, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is Cancer energy here. So this energy is not very open and receptive, right? This is the only card in the cup suit that has a closed off cup. So it could just be saying that maybe that's the key, right? Like so far, maybe you have been a little bit more closed off than usual. And this does make me think of the fact that you guys, of course, are ruled by Mars, and Mars is currently retrograde in Cancer. So that could even be part of it too, to where that could have really made you withdraw a little bit, maybe even staying a little bit more at home base, right? Not getting out and about as much as you normally would. So that could have been what's at play there. And if that's the case, toward the end of the month, right after Pisces season starts, more or less, we're actually going to have the Mars retrograde end. There'll be the post-shadow period, but at least it'll be in direct motion again. All right, past energy, we have the Devil. So this is Capricorn energy here, in which we technically also saw come up with the dice, given that 10th house came up. So yeah, for some of you, maybe this is around a career situation, right? Maybe it's a situation that's grown stale for you in some way, but maybe at the same time you feel like there's some deep obligation to it, right? To where you feel like you can't remove yourself from the situation, even if it has gotten a little toxic, or if this is around maybe some habits that you built up. You might feel like it's hard to separate from that. And that's what I'm seeing with that. All right, in the present position, we have the 3 of Swords. So yeah, so to me this says that more than likely, you are feeling a little bit disappointed around the way the situation is currently going, right? And again, like I said, maybe it was just one of those things where this could also just be well, I think I mentioned bad habits, so maybe this is just a routine that you got locked into, right? And maybe at one point it was working to your benefit, but you might have outgrown it, but not realized it to where staying in that routine was actually causing more harm than good. So it could have been one of those types of things too, where you almost got to the point where you're on autopilot with a situation and not realizing that it wasn't getting you in the direction you want to go. So that could be coming up to the surface for you guys this month too. All right. In the near future position, we have the world. So yeah, um, this card here I typically view as a type of Saturnian energy, but really more so the North Node in particular. So this does make me think of the fact that we were mentioning it when we talked about the Pisces energy, how you guys recently had the North Node move out of your sign and into Pisces. So to me, this says that over that past 18-month period, maybe you did learn a lot of things, right? But maybe you just haven't integrated them yet. So I feel like this is saying this month you might actually come to the realization that whatever you meant to learn around the situation seems like you've already done so, and you could actually move forward in a positive manner from there. All right. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here. So I feel like this might be the agreement you make with yourself, right? To say that, okay, yeah, maybe things aren't going the way that I would have liked for them to be going at this point. I feel like this is you ultimately saying that, slow and steady progress, right? So you might just make a commitment to yourself to say, okay, I'm going to get back on track, right? I'm not going to try to jump from here straight to the finish line, but I will make a commitment to myself to make slow, steady movements forward to improve the situation. All right. In the environment position, we have the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, this is going to be saying that maybe the energy around you might make you feel a little bit restricted in some way, right? Maybe you feel like maybe some rewards or cooperation that you might be expecting might not be coming your way, right? But again, I feel like this is saying that you're still going to make the commitment to yourself to say, well, I'm going to put my best foot forward and we'll see what happens from there, right? So, for example, if you had maybe been struggling to take action around the situation for a while and things started to fall behind, right? Like we said, maybe if you've just closed off the opportunities, maybe whoever's in your environment in a situation might view that as, okay, well, we know Aries isn't really open to what we're offering, so we're not even going to bother, right? So by stepping forward, that might actually help loosen them up as well in the situation. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Tower. So yeah, so to me, this says, I'm going to assume this is a fear, right? Not a hope for a lot of you. So I feel like this is saying that maybe that's what was at play too, or maybe there's a subconscious fear that if you did make a move in a certain way, that it could actually cause a big setback. So that might have actually stopped you from progressing in the situation in general. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, so to me, this says that ultimately, as we do get toward the end of the month, it looks like you're finally going to get a feel for which direction you want to go in, right? So, again, like I said, maybe this is one of those things where you're going to be primarily planning this month, right? Like we said, making those slow, steady steps forward. And then as you start to build momentum, you'll say, okay, now I know what my plan of attack is going to be. And then that'll lead you forward into March. All right. And bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So this is Taurus energy here. And I feel like this is saying ultimately you're being called to just have a little bit of faith, right? So maybe you might have lost your faith in a certain situation for a while. And like I said, I feel like in a way it might have just been subconsciously, you might have been causing blockages that you weren't aware of, because again, maybe you were so stuck in your head around the situation, right? Or whatever the case may be. And you might not have realized you were giving off that energy, but people around you might have picked up on it, and they might have felt like, okay, well, yeah, I guess Aries isn't even open to what I have to offer, so why even bother offering it? All right, from the four agreements, we have don't make assumptions, and it says relinquish the need to change others. Right. right? It says real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way we want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. So interesting message there, right? Because maybe that's saying that, yeah, maybe you were, and again, I feel like, if anything, primarily because you were stuck in your heads, right? Maybe you were being a little bit controlling around certain situations, and wouldn't surprise me one bit if that has something to do with the fact that you guys had Pluto in your 10th house for so long as well, especially if this is more of a career related thing. So maybe you did become a bit more controlling than even you were aware of, right? And that could be what that devil energy in the past is pointing to. But if that's the case, right, even if it did cause you your setbacks, I feel like seeing the world in the near future position says that looks like it'll come to your awareness this month, and then once you become more open and receptive, you'll start to see more opportunities flow your way again. All right, and from the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have No Place Like Home. There's the artwork, and the number is 50. Let's see what this has to say. I do have to say, this makes me think of what we were talking about with the Cancerian energy, given that Mars being your ruler is in your 4th house retrograde currently, right? And I was saying maybe you've been a bit more withdrawn than usual lately, but we'll see what this has to say. All right. Essential meanings says authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. The Oracle's message: home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here, in the house of your spirit and spirit. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, right? Because to me, that makes me think of how we see the Ace of Wands energy in the outcome position too, which to me says that, it looks like you'll slowly start to build momentum and feel like you're getting back to yourselves. All right, the relationship message says lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. You are in sync and full of love, and you can be secure in the knowledge that it is reciprocated. Relationships elicit a sense of emotional safety, comfort, and the best aspects of familiarity now. Be home in this relationship. Together you add to the love of the world. So yeah, definitely a positive message there for those of you who are seeking some relationship guidance. Hopefully that resonated. The prosperity message says when you act in an authentic way, you command the world to reflect back to you exactly what is in your highest good. Your business choices, the investments you make, and the creative projects you immerse yourself in are powerfully on point. Why? Because when you are fully yourself, radically accepting everything in your journey to date, both successes and failures, you will see the divinity in all things. Abundance is a natural progression when you experience this kind of authenticity. So yeah, again, definitely a positive message there as well. And it makes me think of the fact that we will have Venus moving into your sign early in the month of February as well. So maybe that's going to help soften how people view you as well, and then there will be more openness coming through that as well. So I hope whatever is anything for you guys, we'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.